Got 5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
I'd rather hear a dog bark at a crow than a man swears he loves me. Much ado about nothing, Shakespeare. Don't talk to my man like that. I like it when you like it. My man. Adonis, Drake's son. Great poets, you know. You choose who's better. Put a day docs away. This is 250 something. I'm not sure. I'm absolutely fucking cream crackered right now. Moved the boat. I did indeed do that. And it was tiring. I started off, I'm like, let's play some tunage, right? I've been watching some Angry Ginger recently, so I'm like, you know what, Adele. Let's bang out the Adele. What is it? She has a really good one. In case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad and getting old and made us restless. You were just like a movie. It was just like a song. When we were young. I was trying to find what the song was called. I just sing that much of it. Yeah, and then you know, just screaming, and then you're like, oh, if I still going, the journey gets there. Had to go through a lock, which is basically a gate for water. It's like an elevator for water. That's the best way I can describe it. Park it up, which, you know, parking a car takes about 5 to 10 seconds. I mean, if you have the 3 point turnover, it's called parallel park. That's it. Maybe it'll take you a bit longer if you're not good at it. Maybe like 15 seconds. But come on now, you probably are. But it's not going to take you more than a minute. And you know, a boat, it, you know, at the best of times, you gotta like hook it round like a, no one cares, a thing on the bank, and then tie it back up to the boat. Even that will still take you like 5 minutes to do the back, then go out and do the front. It takes longer because you're on your own as well. Where I come today, there is none of that like that. It's just grass. Well, it's not grass as a path, but like there's something to tie it to. So it's very old school. You're out there. You feel like a camper, aka, oh, you feel homeless, kind of. But you have to go out there with like these big pins that are like this big, and then a mallet, and you literally got to hammer them into the ground and then tie it up to that. So it's like pitching a fucking tent. That took it out of me. I'm like, you know what? I gotta go shop. I gotta go get something. I picked up some grapes. What else have I got? I got some sausage rolls, some water. I didn't really go for anything crazy. But tell me why it took me so like. There's a shop right here. There's a shop right there. I can't food shop when it's fucking busy in there. And because none of these are like big shops, I'll get into stuff that people actually probably give a fuck about in a minute. Like, because these aren't like a big Tesco, a big Sainsbury's, a big Asda or whatever, right? It's like these little like Sainsbury's local, Tesco Express, that kind of thing, right? I can't like. I've said this so many times. I hate crowds, and I can't. I walked into one. I'm like, gee, this is fucking ridiculous of how busy it was. Walked into another one, so I ended up going on this whole fucking goose chase for a shop that doesn't exist. Finally, ended up in a Sainsbury's. I was like, fuck it. I guess we're just going through it here, going through the motions. And then it's like, you know, it's autumn now. It's get a bit more chilly outside, right? I'm boiling. I'm like, I've got like jumper on, a shirt underneath, thermal, got a jacket, I've got this bag that's got all this shit in it, which is heavy. I've just moved this boat all day because it goes about 2 miles per hour, right? So like even a 6 mile journey is going to take you forever. And then I went on this goose chase of food, and I'm just fucking tired. And you know the only thing that got me through it, guys, was knowing I was going to be sitting in this about to call it ginger. It's not really something you call an inanimate object. This orange sofa, talking to you, boys and girls. That's not true. That's entirely not true. Actually, doing one of these today was a burden on my life. I kind of just wanted to chill. And this is how you know you're unhealthy, right? When you sit down after basically not doing anything that crazy. Like realistically, I moved to the boat. I've made it sound longer than it is. I've moved the boat, and then I went to pick up some stuff from the shop. And that was the day. You know, that was the day. Like I woke up at like 11 p.m. today. You know, and I didn't start moving the boat until like 3 p.m. So you know, it's not exactly a lot of work, but this is how you know your body just isn't right. When my legs are filled with lactic acid right now, like I could get cramp at any point trying to take my shoes off in a minute. Just insane. Like when I have work sometimes, I can't. I know I like it's genuinely it's old age. It's old age. When I was like I remember when I was like working 6 days a week and it was just completely fine. And then sometimes I go to work now and it's like I'm 4 hours in and I'm fucking I remember once I did this job where like I had to marshal people doing like 20k runs or like half marathons and stuff and they were running around and I'm basically they're paying you to be what they could just like print out a sign for. They want you to basically stand there and just do this. And by the way, I was standing in a place where that is the only like that's the only direction you could feasibly go. And if you just have a big arrow like put up on the side and they would understand. But they're paying you just to stand there and go basically. And the shift was literally 4 hours long. I got 2 hours into it and I was literally hands on my knees, dehydrated. I was just fucking gasping. I'm just like, no, I'm not at it. But hey ho, here we go. Yeah, Adonis. That rap, which by the way, it's low-key a banger, you know. And what I like about it is just a kid making a song because their dad makes songs, you know, and he's made one, and it's just kind of wholesome. I don't mind that at all. I kind of like that, you know. I listen to it, the whole thing, you know, like Fantano himself, and I'm critiquing it now, and like the verses are obviously sound like a 6-year-old. They don't rhyme. He's just going off saying random sentences, and I like that. Drake could very easily go in there and be like, oh, that doesn't rhyme. Change the end of that word to this, so it at least sounds a little bit better. So you at least sound good. But he doesn't care. He's like, this is my 6-year-old. He just wanted to make a song for fun. And, you know, just I like that. And I'm very like on the fence. I think about like, you know, celebrities and what they get their kids doing and stuff. Because like again, maybe this is just coming with old age or whatever. But I don't know. Like I find it like just a week ago when Adonis was in Drake's music video, to me I was kind of like, does your kid need to be in your music video as basically a fucking accessory? As just like, you know, the same way how you dance around like a Lamborghini or like, you know, but today it's the kid who's just gonna like, does your kid need to be in the thing? I don't like seeing celebrities' kids everywhere, like basically being like fucking, I can't think of the word. They're like being from an early age just like turned into fucking superstars or whatever, like made extremely famous and stuff. Like I don't like, and I don't know what I don't like about it, and no one, and I it's not like I think it's bad parenting or I'm trying to tell someone how to parent their kid, because I don't have kids and I don't know what being a parent's like, so do what the fuck you want. But and whenever I see people's thoughts on like on it, like on Twitter, like underneath and stuff, no one seems to give a fuck. So like I don't know what it is. Like when I see whatever Beyonce's kid's called, Blue Ivy, and she's up on stage with Beyonce, there is something about it I don't like. Like I just think like you're Beyonce, you're like the biggest person in the world, and then like having your kid up there, like molding her into like a mini Beyonce, like up on stage, like I think I just don't like seeing kids be adults. Like I want kids to just be kids, you know? Like I think that's what it is. Like I don't want to hear a kid speak. I don't want a kid to for their birthday to get like jewelry and a car and something, or like shit. I want them to be kids and get like fucking kinetic sand or whatever fucking bullshit, you know, from Toys R Us, or that's shut down, like Smiths or whatever the fucking toy store is where you're from, right? And them to be gassed with that, or like an Xbox or some shit. Like I don't want them to be wanting that. Like I don't want them to get to an age where like now Blue Ivy probably asks for certain things I don't feel like a kid would even ask for, you know. And then like you know, I don't mean like crazy, I just mean like bags and shit, just like that kind of stuff, right? And like I haven't heard Blue Ivy. You know what it was, right? Which for me really sealed that this is the reason. Is when she was like up on stage, she was saying, "Thank you so much. This is my last show because you're going back to school or whatever." She was doing it in the summer, and whatever. I was like, you sound like an adult. Like, you know when you hear some of these celebrities speak, right? And they speak like they've had like 100 therapy classes and stuff, and like, Or like when you hear how Jada Pickett Smith speaks, right? And she's like, yeah, I felt like truly we were at a merging point, and I felt just so blessed and so grateful for, like as like if you find that people who speak sound like that sound obnoxious or fucking whatever the word is, I'm too tired to even think right now, right? They only sound like that because they've went through life and they've had the therapy lessons and classes and they've learned those little stuff and then this and that. I don't think like a kid should sound like that. Like just they're basically an adult up on stage, like doing the thing, and it's not from a place of like, oh, it's nepotism. Why does Blue Ivy get to be handed this opportunity? Like, no, I don't give a fuck about that. I think it's your parents. That's the whole reason your parents do what they do to a certain extent, is so they can help the next generation of their lineage or whatever, right? Whether that's financially or with like opportunities and that's part of the reason you do it. I don't begrudge people who get opportunities because of that. I just find it weird in a sense that like your job is like so high profile and you've just like thrust your kid into the limelight whether they wanted to or not, and they probably obviously want to. That like she said I don't want to do it, she probably wouldn't make her do it, but I just find it kind of weird. And like less so with the Drake son just simply being a music video, but like kind of thought that. And like I saw like, who is it, Madonna or someone, one of her kids, who I think all her kids are adopted, and like she was up on stage voguing or whatever, like some 12-year-old, she was like voguing at a show. I think it's Madonna. I think Madonna's the one with all the adopted kids. And people were saying, when I went to go check what people were saying in the comments, it was just stuff like, wow, it really runs in the blood. I mean, firstly, aren't they all adopted? So I don't know if it has anything to do with blood. But like, second of all, it's just like, no one really gives a fuck. Everyone's just like, yo, she's sick at voguing or whatever. And it's like, whether the kid's good at dancing or not, I just find it weird that like it's just normal that all these celebrities just have their kids and they're immediately just like mini versions of them up on stage and they talk in interviews like they're adults and they have like it's just like, I want kids to be kids and like care about Paw Patrol and shit. I mean, that's a bit young. That's like a more Adonis age. But like, yeah, and I don't know. That's why I liked the music video for Adonis, because it's like, it was in a way that felt young and like innocent and just like in a way where I like it more. There's nothing different between that and Blue Ivy being up on stage, but in this version I just kind of found it, oh, that's just like a kid who's like, my dad does this, I want to do a version of this. It's just a bit of fun. My dad's not had like a big input into like making it sound good, because that's not the point of it. Whereas like the Blue Ivy thing, it's not like, oh, I want to go dance lessons or I want to like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I can't really put my finger on why. I find it just kind of, and it's not that I find it weird or wrong or like bad parenting. I just look at it and go, I feel some type of way about this, but I don't really know what it is. So I'm just going to move on. Say it on the podcast later. Never tweet out about it because I'll probably be shut down for being wrong about some kind of thing. So I'll just leave it like that. And this is the last time I'll probably ever speak about it. But yeah, I do think it is kind of weird of all these like, kids of famous people, because like all of the people I've spoken about as well are like all under the age of like 14 or 15, and it's just like it's just wild. Although that Hook low-key, that Hook low-key fight, he's a hook writer. Don't talk to my man like that. I like it when you like it. I mean, bang bang. I mean, poetry at its finest. I'm giving this a strong to light 8. Transition. Have you given it a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? That's crazy. I can remember that last bit of his videos because I only watch the last 15 seconds of the videos of albums I like, or I want to see if he likes it, and I just skip to the end. I watch the last 30 seconds where he goes, and basically I just found this whole album a big mess. I'm thinking a decent to light 2, and I'm like, fucking hell, and then the video just ends, that outro happens, and then I'm off. But yeah, anyway, this was 259 or 260 maybe. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, Dankeschön, and goodbye.
here with the kids. And they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.